Hello and welcome to the RetroTech 120p challenge. And no, you're not experiencing deja vu, although it may seem like you are, because this is not Euro Football Champ. This is one of its sequels called Taito Cup Finals, which is in the also known as Taito Power Goal and Hat-Trick Hero 92. So it's in the same series, but it's not the same game. It's probably made me as popular as a badger at a toddler's birthday party. But here we are. You select your character, go for the dashing guy with the green hair who hasn't seen a comb in years, very clean teeth. And I'm going to select Denmark because England are playing them in the European Championships in our next game, which dates this, doesn't it? That dates this at a particular time in history, but not 2002. I'm not watching the World Cup in 2002. No, I am watching Euro 2024. So yeah, RetroTech 120p challenge rules are you can have as many goes as you like, but as soon as you press record, that's it. You just record and you have 2 credits, and don't re-record because that's naughty. But once you've done that, you submit it to the Facebook group, and then you can pick a game to be added to the wheel for next time. What game will you pick? Hopefully one that's not been picked yet, because otherwise you could be asked to pick another one. Important safety tip if you are going to be taking part in the RetroTech 120p challenge this week. And it leads quite neatly on, I say neatly, it leads on to the rules of engagement with this particular thing. So this game has a menu, which you might have seen at the start, and also it says press C when it goes out of play. There you go, look, press C button. If you bring that press C button, or whatever you've elected that button to be on your controller, then it will bring up a menu where you can select things like power moves and things like that, and give you a list. Those are not free, so those points down the bottom, you've got 2 units, that counts as a credit, right? So two units per credit. If you use those 2 units on one of those options on the menu, and they won't be very good power-ups, because that is what they are power-ups, then you will use that credit up. So do not use anything from that menu. Okay, we got that. If you do, your game will consist of 1 credit, because you would have used your credit up on a power-up. I don't want to see anyone filling up their credits and just using multiple power shots, because you will be disqualified because you've used more than 1 credit. Does that make sense, everyone? So yes, anything from that menu costs credits. Do not use anything on that menu. You can still pull off power moves without accessing anything on that credit. So yes, good, right, good, that's settled. Yeah, some emulation issues, as you can see there from the replay, but it doesn't affect the gameplay in any way, so that's all good. I think it also, when you do like certain power moves, the screen goes black, but again, it doesn't affect how the game is played at all. Didn't come out on anything, this version of it. I don't even think it came out on any sort of compilations, you know, your Taito collections on PS2 or Xbox or anything like that. So very much has its home in the arcade. There are neat little features in it, as you know from this series, if you saw the game last week, or if you played Euro Football Champ or Football Champ. You can do very violent moves, you can punch people, you can knee them. In this one, you can give them a full-on knee to the face. You can rugby tackle them from behind, and at certain angles you can pull their trunks down and just show their pants. But there's also other stuff in this which I didn't see, either during practice or during gameplay itself, which apparently there are streakers in the game, and apparently a dog appears. So yeah, there's lots of interesting funny features. It's a game that doesn't take itself too seriously, a bit like Shaolin Soccer, if you ever saw that. really good fun. Like there's like a really cool if you spent 6 credits on a hyper shot, basically your player turns into the 5 ball, does a header, and it strips the player, the goalkeeper, of all his clothes apart from his pants, and throws him through the back of the net, explodes the back of the net. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. But yeah, let's talk about our general facts of the week, which are related to the pay-to-win nature of this game. Obviously, you can buy power shots and things. And we're going to talk about prostitutes, because that is essentially paying to win, isn't it? Yeah, you've not romanced a lady into consenting intercourse. You've had a transactional approach to romance. So yeah, prostitutes. So the most expensive prostitute in the world is a lady called Michelle Braun. You might see her in the thumbnail, and she charges an astonishing $50,000 per night. She has entertained several high-ranking businessmen and celebrities. So yes, if you've got money to waste, perhaps give it to charity. There are rumoured to be 105,000. That's 105,000 individuals who are believed to be involved in prostitution in the UK. A majority in the UK are immigrants from East Asia or Eastern Europe, and as we know, it is not a legal thing in the UK. Yes, not good. The average age, though, of a sort of a native white British female prostitute is 32, but the average overall is 24. So there's lots of important discussions about sex trafficking and things like that, and how like the people are, there's some unfortunate young ladies involved, but that is not really what the content of this channel is about, and I should stop talking about it immediately. Good. It's thought that in the UK that as many as 10% of men have used a prostitute, which is a high number, but it is not as high as the United States, where 37% have partaken in a bit of the strange. Now, with that, I think there are certain places in America where it is legal. I think it's dependent on state, and there's not many, but there are some. And if you're wondering where the place is which has the most prostitutes, should you be going on a very dubious holiday, then you want to go to either China, India, or the United States, where there are, which are the 3 countries with the most prostitutes. So there you go, there's our genital facts of the week. I hope I've taught you something about the sex trade. And I probably have. I'm just giving you some numbers to fill in a bit of airtime while we play a football game completely unconnected to that content. But there we go. Good. So we should probably speak more generally, shouldn't we, about things such as the Euros. Is anyone watching the Euros? Can you tell me down below if you've seen any of the games? Did you watch the England game? Did you watch the Scotland game? How long, if you were Scottish, was it before you turned off? Are you less confident or more confident now of your team's successes? Who's impressed you the most? I've watched every game apart from 2, which were 2 on Saturday because I was out at a retro games thing in Chatham, which was good fun. It was in the dockyard, so we also got to go and explore around the submarines and battleships and things, so that was good fun. England, I thought, I've heard a lot of people slate the performance, and by the way, look, super shot, so you can do them without putting money in, and look, it pushes the goal. How cool is... Sorry, I just swallowed some spit when I said that. I was so amazed. How cool was that? Back to the England performance. I thought they were good. How do I think they're going to get on now because of that performance? We've had worse starts, and other teams have had worse starts. Like, that's not a draw, that's a win. The nature of the win wasn't impressive, but it's very rare that a team will have like incredible games from the first game and go on to win. So I'm not too downhearted by it. It's not very often actually that England win their first game of the tournament. Sometimes we end up getting a draw or a loss. Usually it's a draw, to be honest. 1-0, not brilliant, but I don't think it's anything we should be too frightened of. Do I think that other teams have started better? Germany and Spain certainly have. I don't think we were as bad as Italy. I think Italy were quite lucky. So, the game against Denmark is obviously going to be crucial because they're the best team in the group apart from us, aren't they? So we'll see how we go from there. And what we need to make sure is that we do top that group, because looking at the tree, as in where the knockout stages go, whoever finishes second in this group is probably going to face Germany. And you don't want to be facing a in-form home nation who've got the best coach in the tournament in your first knockout game, because they'll beat you. And I think even if like a Spain or a Portugal or a France came up against Germany at that point in time, I don't think they'd have much luck. So there's my Euros commentary. And as for Scotland, I reckon they'll get a result of some sort in the next two games, and it's not over for them yet. They've just got to do a lot better. Still time. If you win one game, you're practically through in this. Like, that's what Portugal did in 2016. I think they got like 3 points in total. I think it was either they only won one or they got 3 draws, and then they went on to win the damn thing by not being that good, but just having like the world-class player in their ranks. And luckily, England now have one of them, don't they? As in the guy who scored, Super Jude. So good. What have we got coming up on the channel this week? More football, I'm afraid. Yes. So this week we have got The Mission, which was a PlayStation game based on an advert, a football advert. Yeah, weird idea. Terrible game as well. Really bad PlayStation 1 game. So that's something to look for. Not even an early one. Like, it plays like an early action adventure, and it is absolute toss. But you play as people like Edgar Davids, Pep Guardiola, Dietmar Hamann, and for you English fans, Andy Cole, our number one striker from back then. Ignoring Les Ferdinand, Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Teddy Sheringham and Alan Shearer. Yeah. And Kevin Phillips. Yeah, so that year 2000, like, Andy Cole. Really good in the Premier League. Not a great England striker, though. But there we are. I'm sorry, I'm full of snot, which is why I inhaled my snot earlier, and I'm hoping it clears soon. And that was my chair creaking. Sorry, I'm in a slightly different position today. I'm in a different room. And then, so please do join in with this. There are numerous places for young vagabonds for you in our church, and we would like to see you come along and show your mettle, and have a look at the other videos as well, because there may be people who get a bit further than me. Sean seems to be very good at this kind of football game, and I think Anthony will feel he's got a lot to prove when he comes back to this week, as our bald referee says, all right, you can have another crack at it, because I've used my second credit on another game rather than on one of those power-ups, because I'm dead smart. Actually, looking at that, I think it does give you bonus units if you don't use them. So I've been a bit of an idiot. There you go. If you are taking part in the challenge, keep an eye on your units down the bottom, because I used none of my units and I could have got through this game. What a big buffoon. Oh my word. Look, I've got 4 bonus points that I haven't used, and I don't know what that gives you actually, 4 units. It's not one of the super shots, but yeah, it would have been beneficial. Maybe the banana shot. I could have used the banana shot. Yeah, where you can sort of do a curly shot. Oh well, who's a big idiot? Have a look at my Super Cup Finals video for more on the silly shots you can do in these Taito football games and how you can buy them. yeah, really, really good fun, this one. But do I pick another football game next week? I think it's probably more than my life's worth. So I'll pick something a bit more regular just in case I come up on a wheel. The excitement of the Euros will be sort of starting to die down a bit if by the third week anyway. So and England might of course be out at that point. So we'll have a look at something else maybe next week, unless someone else chooses a football game, in which case we'll be doing more football. I've got further football videos on the regular content as well. So I've got one based on fantasy football that's coming up, as in David Baddiel and Frank Skinner and Roy of the Rovers, and then I go away from football completely at that point, and I'll look at something else, but also sport related, unfortunately. I don't mind doing sport down. Sport's good. It keeps you fit, healthy. There's just as much drama in this as there are in any HBO show. If you don't like football, you're wrong. Yeah, there you go. Big statement fact. No, you're not. You're quite right. There's a load of wasted time. We're just watching a series that never ends, where the worst people keep winning. So, yeah, where's the hope? That is the end of the go, though. But watch this referee, because he gets very camp. There you go. But yeah, please, as I say, join in. I have a look at some of the other videos, and I'll see you next week for more arcade action, no doubt. Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. All right. Well, tutty bye, and Kay, thanks, bye.